Hey guys, full time the Carlisle grounds. Bray nil, Treaty nil. No chances, no goals. Crap game. That's it.
Hi Keith. I said because we actually weren't playing tonight, I said I'd head down to watch Cove and Waterford to see how that game would go. It was an emphatic 4-0 victory for Waterford. Cove lasted about 30 minutes in the game and just gave away two soft goals just before half time, and kind of after the first goal the game was as good as all over. I mean, Waterford, especially the second half, Cove got worse and Waterford got better, unfortunately. I think Sean will be very happy with Waterford's second half performance. The problem with Cove, I would be guessing from watching them, is they don't play really well together. I think there's quite good individual players there, but I think it reminded me a lot of when last season when City were bad, and I always said they made a lot of bad mistakes, individual errors, simple things that you would think they would know about passing the ball and giving the right pass. Cove done a lot of that tonight, whereas Waterford were a lot better in possession. I don't know who the number 4 for Waterford is, but he was man of the match looking at it. He was outstanding, very composed on the ball. When he got the ball, opened up his body, looked left and right, never panicked on the ball, and just looked like he had an extra 10 or 15 seconds than any other player on the pitch tonight. I'd say Darren Murphy has a big job in his hands with Cove. It's when you're losing 4-0 at home, it's a tough watch, and like it's very disheartening as well. But to be fair to Waterford were clinical tonight and will be very happy with the 3 points and the 4 goals away from home. So it was good to go down to Cummins Park and watch the game as a neutral and just see the 2 teams. So yeah, thanks Keith.
Hi guys, just back from Inchicore where it finished Pats 0, Dundalk 0 in what could have been a very good game, but it was a decent game. It was, no fireworks in the game, nothing really spectacular. 2 fantastic saves though from Nathan Shepherd to keep it level, but other than that there wasn't much. Referee had a poor game, standard League of Ireland at this stage, but I think Pats really pressed Dundalk, showed a bit of, they really controlled the midfield, and they showed a lot more of it, especially coming out the wings. The Pats were really, really a handful. King just wrecked us on the wing in that, and it wasn't good for us really in that sense. But I feel in the middle of the park, Dundalk done pretty well with Benson. Sloggett had a good game, but you went out to the wings then, Leahy didn't have a great game, McCarry didn't have a great game, Bradley didn't have a great game, Daniel Kelly was non-existent. But it's a hard game to call because it's another draw. It's a 6th draw out of 9 games for Dundalk, which I know draw isn't a loss, but you have to be turning it over some of these games. Tonight wasn't our best performance. We got unlucky to get the draw, to be honest. I think Pats could have, if they had won the game 2-0, it would have been a fairer result. But just Nathan Shepherd pulling off 2 fantastic saves. But we need to start getting a bit of luck, and I don't know what's missing. I've seen a few times Pat Hoban laying off balls and Bradley just not reacting quick enough to them. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just 9 games in, they should be gelling together a bit better now. So it's just wait and see what happens in the next game, and hopefully we can turn some of these draws into wins and definitely not into losses. Hopefully the wins and not losses. Right, see you again. Bye.
Okay, so full time and Blues 4, Cove 0. I thought for the first time in weeks we're going to have a positive match review. To get into details, just a really complete performance. We didn't start off very well, but we corrected that as soon as we scored the first goal. We never looked back, and it was like watching the old Blues playing. Hopefully this is the turning point in the season. Hopefully we can push on from here. It was fantastic to see, especially for the third goal, that Junior and Phoenix were linking up like they used to, and happy for Keane Kavanagh and George Forrest getting goals as well. It was great to keep a clean sheet as well. Good to see Killian Cantwell back in the team. A lot of positives to talk about, really. As well as that, it was nice to see the manager empty the bench and give players that we don't normally see a chance, like Callum Stringer and Nigel Harris. It's vital to have that boost of confidence and to have 3 points as well, to keep up the pressure on Galway and Cork, who we play next weekend. It's going to be a vital weekend for us. I think, we're going to have to get 4 points at least from that if we want to stay in the title race. It's obviously early days yet, but it's going to be a tough race. But if we play like that against every other team in the league, then I think we should stand a good chance of going up.
Hi guys, a 0-0 draw for the Saints against Dundalk. Bitterly disappointed. It's probably a game we should have won, in terms of we were the team that created the chances in the game. Like, I don't think Dundalk really threatened us. I don't think they ever really created a clear-cut chance or made Joey Anang to make any kind of save. Like, their keeper pulls off 2 worldies from headers in terms of saves, and it's just not meant to be our night. I just want to say, like, we need a finishing touch, because going to Tala next week, Rovers are bringing form back to their game. Great result for the Mountain Talca against the obviously rigid Shell side who weren't prepared to let them win. Just want to say, I think the whole thing of O'Donnell not shaking Matthew's hand was a bit. This is unnecessary. Like, he's a bad name for himself already, and he's only had to really realistically kick himself while he went down. But that's all that can really be said for that. Like, regarding the football side of it, Pats were the better side. We just need to be clinical. Adam O'Reilly was superb. Like, for any Pats fan that was worried about Alfie Lewis, like, I think O'Reilly's filled the slot excellently. Missing Chris Forrester big time, and it was good to see Adam Murphy being injured and taken off, because he was playing alright. One thing I think Clancy needs to do is bring Tunde Owolabi on, because he makes a difference. But in the 83rd minute or something, he brought him on, and 7 minutes plus the 4 at a time, 11 minutes to make a difference. It should be a half an hour, 20 minutes he's getting. But in anyway, on to Tala we go, and hopefully a big result. I want to see a big performance, because against Rovers was probably our best performance of the season. So I'd like to see that again. And if we do it, like, we're able to match them, and we're well able to do it, so hopefully we do. Anyways, thanks guys.
Hello everyone. Just back after the 1-0 draw there with Bohemians and Head in Game Park. First off, to get a goal last minute, with the way the penalty for them went, it was a very controversial penalty, I think. I didn't see the angle of the handball, but from what I heard is that it hit him on the low of the arm. So if that's true, then there's a penalty. As much as I hate to admit it, it probably is a penalty at the end of the day. The Dalton of I, just coolly stuck it in. I thought that Sam Long would have got to that, because it just went underneath his body, but he failed to get it. So made a 1-0 Bohemians there. I think it's around 7 minutes or 8 minutes into the game. Even the first and second half, we had some good chances there in the first half to equalise. A chance from Nugent, which sort of looked like it was going to go in. I don't think he actually meant it. It was probably a cross, but Talbot then got it and just flicked it out, and we got a corner out of it. But second half was poor, no chances at all. But lucky enough when Williams come on and Dylan Grimes come on, Grimes on the left hand side was able just to flick it into the box, and Dean Williams just smacked it in a tight angle. So my voice is gone after the game. The scenes after the goal. For us now to get a draw out of the game, it's phenomenal now, which is a huge boost now for us, and especially now Shelbourne now losing the Rovers as well, and we're looking good at the moment there, unbeaten in 4. It's always good to be unbeaten in 4 or 5 games, and we have New CD in the next week up in the Belfield Bowl. Shelbourne have Derry, so it could be a chance for to jump up the table and try and get ahead of Shells, because I think at the moment Shells are probably our biggest rivals in the trying step. So looking forward to it, and roll on UCD next week.
Alright, everyone, Keith asked me to do a post-match reaction for the game between Rovers and Shells last night in Talca. We won 2-1 on the night. Goals came from for us was from Andy Lyons in the 2nd minute and Aaron Gray in the 89th. And the goal for Shells on the night came from Shane Farrell, which I think was around the 59th minute. I could be wrong though. It's a good game. Good display by Rovers at the start through our play. Like, it was amazing. Resulted in the first goal. The ball was passed out by Gary O'Neill to Richie Towell, I think. The ball was played by, like I said, by Gary O'Neill and Richie Towell. Richie Towell took 2 or 3 touches inside, slipped it to Andy Lyons with a little curl finish into the bottom corner. It was a good goal past Brendan Clark. Yeah, that's successive weeks that Andy's got a goal. He's played really well. Then Rovers dominated for the first half, played really well. Should have been 2 or 3 up at half time. Shells had 1 or 2 chances. Second half started, Shells came out far better. They upped the ante and they brought on Hawkins and Griffin for McAneff, and I can't remember who the person at the back was, but someone went off for Griffin. Someone went off for Griffin and Hawkins came on for McAneff. Hawkins then had the ball, played it out to, wasn't Sean, no, it was someone. He played it out to someone on the left hand side who cut in with the pass, and a Lee Grace mess up. Now, to be fair, the bounce did do Lee. That's why the goal went in, because it went right over Lee's leg, right onto Shane Farrell, and Shane Farrell slotted home. Then it was touch and go up and down both ends for the rest of the game up until the 88th minute. Aaron Green was obviously subbed on then for, it wasn't Gaffney. He subbed on for Richie Towell and came on, and they were playing it was a counter attack from Rovers. I think it was Danny who hit it across. It was deflected, bounced. Green took 1 touch and forwarded it towards goal. An absolute rocket of a shot, beautiful goal. But yeah, great goal, great result, and well deserved win for Rovers. We go into next week against Pats now, with 3 points in the bag, 6 points over the past 2 weeks, going in with a bit of momentum. And Pats haven't looked, if I'm going to be completely honest, in my opinion, Pats haven't looked great in the past few games. So it could, now to be fair, everything goes out the window when Rovers play Pats. So like, I could say this and then we go out next week and we could lose to Pats, but I hope we don't. Like I said last week when I was doing the Harps video, the incentive for Rovers is 12 points. We have 3 out of that 12 now. So we'll rock on and hopefully do the business against Pats next week. Me standout player for us last night, Andy Lyons or Gary O'Neill. I thought 2 of them were very good. And standout player for Shells was Shane Farrell. And Ledwick, the left back, because I thought he played very well. But yeah, all in all, great win, great game between 2 good sides. Rings End will forever be green and white.